Well, now that we've defined what our template is and what it looks like, we don't actually even need to have it open at this moment. I'm just going to close it. And once we do that, we're going to start defining what all the other pages look like. Now remember, most of these pages are blank, so we're not really, married to these pages. We're going to just overwrite them. In fact, even though we have information on the download page, we're going to make a page that's based on the template and overwrite this one as well. And the reason being is because we'll be able to then take advantage of the template options, which I'll be showing you, and how we can update pages site-wide. And we want the download page to be one of those pages that we will in fact be able to update. So I'm going to ask you to go to the File menu, and we're going to say New File. Now, normally when you open up this window, we usually go to blank page and we create either a blank page or some of these other basic layout examples. But this time, I want you to create a page from a template. Now, there are going to be a number of different sites that you've probably already defined in Dreamweaver, but the one that we're working with is Chapter 8. And you'll see that within Chapter 8 there is in fact a template, and it's the one that we created called Subpages. So I'm going to ask you to click the Create button, and here it is, the template page. And you'll notice a few things. In the design view, which I am in right now, I'm not in live view. If I was in live view, you wouldn't see any of those little markers that we had here. So as soon as I turn off live view, you can see some familiar things. Remember, we defined this as the main page, and this is the aside page. And there's even something here that you'll see that's called Template Subpages. So that's just highlighting the different elements that we have on this page. Well, let's take a look at something. Now, I do want to save this as a download page, so I don't need to make any changes to this, which is fine. But let's say if I wanted to, I could come in here and I could select elements. Sounds good, really cool. I could also do it in the aside area, either one of these things. I could select this, change it, do whatever I want to do. However, take a look. What if I wanted to go into the navigation menu? Cannot do that. Why is that? It's because this is a template, or rather, this is a page that's based on a template. And in the template, we said only this area and this area would be editable. The rest of the areas, not editable. We cannot change anything there. We cannot change anything here as well. If you take a look in your code view, you'll see that the vast majority of this page is actually grayed out. It's not really showing anything that we can edit except for the areas that we define, the main area and the aside area. But look, the rest is grayed out. Even if I wanted to make some changes, you can press your buttons, but nothing will happen. So this is really just showing you what we need. Now, you might have some really long and obnoxious file name here when you're working with your tags or any of the links to images, but not to worry, that's because this has not been saved yet. So if we go to the design view, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way this looks if this was in fact the download page, and I will save it as the download page so we could take advantage of site-wide changes a little later on. So let's just say File Save. Now it doesn't know what page to save as, so make sure you're in Chapter 8 Start folder. And here we are going to go to the Pages menu and save this as the download page. We didn't need to make any changes. So we'll replace the existing download page. Now this is our download page. Cool. I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. I don't want to make any changes. Then I want to say File New. We're going to make another new page, and you'll see Page from Template and Subpages. That's great. So we'll create this one. Now here, Untitled 2, this second page, let's imagine that this page was going to be the, well, let's say video page. So I'll come in here, and here where it says Download, I'll change that to Preview, because the video that we're going to put in here is going to be a preview of Killer App. And the other things that I might want to change. Now we'll come back to the chapter on video and I'll show you exactly how we can update this page. But just to show you, it says Preview of Killer App. Some other changes I might want to make are in the picture right here. Now you might remember that one of the ways that you can change a picture is just by double-clicking it. When you do double click it, make sure you're in the right folder, Chapter 8, Start. The Images folder will contain a number of other images. The Aside is the one that we're using right now, but notice we can also have this one here. There's a little picture of a man, and we can include that. So choose Aside Man. And to make a document relative path, you should be saved first. There's just a little warning here telling us that there's going to be a temporary path, but don't worry about that. At the moment, we're just going to click OK, and eventually, once we save this page, we'll be able to see exactly what we want. Notice there is the little download element that we had in here. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to delete it, and we'll just keep the quotations that are here as well. So let's save this page. As I mentioned, we are going to be saving this in the Chapter 8 Start pages, and we'll choose the video HTML. So once I click Save and hit Replace, this is now our video page. Now, granted, I haven't really added the video that I want to yet. We'll do that in another chapter. But at this moment, I'm pretty pleased with what we've got so far. Let's also add another change. If I go to File, New, we're going to create yet another page from Template in the subpages. So here is yet another page. Well, this time I'll save it first. So let's just say Save. And the page that I want to save this as is my contact page. So I'll just say Contact, and I will replace the existing contact. Now here, since this is my contact page, I will say contact, maybe contact us at Killer App. And I'll probably also want to be changing the area here. So I'll double click the picture, and since we've saved it already, it shouldn't give us any other grief. And notice here's a cute little picture of a frog. So I'm going to click OK, and now we've swapped out the one picture and replaced it with this one. Now I probably do not want the download box here, so I'm going to delete that. I'll just leave the quotations as we go along. So this too will need to be changed. For example, I'll remove the picture that's here, and we can also remove the paragraph just by pressing delete. And we're going to put in a little form element on this page once we get done with it. But at the moment, I'm pretty pleased with it, so I'm going to say save. Now let's take a look in our browser and see what these pages look like. So we can start with the download page. So I'll preview this in Safari, or any other browser for that matter. And when we move on over to our browser, you can see, ah yes, great, we've got the download page, much as we saw before, but look at this. If I click on the video page, wonderful. Now, granted, we're going to change the elements in here, but look, we've got this element in place, and it's changed from what was on the download page. See those two? And finally, on the contact page, contact us at Killer Apps, there's another picture here and some other text as well. So we'll be going about changing all of these pages as we do, but come back in the next video and then I will show you the true power of working with Dreamweaver templates.